another episode. Today we have Agnes Nonsizi.
You said it right?
So Agnes is the co-founder and lead publicist of Terrazzo New Media. Pio nimesema vizuri. Yeah, and Terrazzo New Media is an entertainment PR agency based in Kenya. And you've worked with so many artists, not only in Kenya but also Africa. You are a TV host. You hosted in Mount Kenya TV, in Kameme TV. You have won an award. Which award was that?
Tozuri Awards 2019.
For the media category.
Yes, media category for the PR job.
You're also a wife, you're also a mother, so many hats.
Yes, so a moderator, I'm an MC.
How do you manage?
I don't know. Is there managing even? You.
So many things.
Yes.
Wow.
You take a day at a time. Yeah.
So now, acha tuanze na jina yako, Nonsinzi. Is that a Kenyan name?
Well, no. It's a South African name. It could be Xhosa, it could be Zulu. At this point, I'm confused because the more I'm learning about myself, the more I'm like, Sasa. But a friend from South Africa was telling me, no, that's a Xhosa name, girl. Even your energy. So my paternal great-grandmother was from South Africa. I met her actually. So they came here in the 1930s. So that is how I have the South African name. Yeah.
So where did you grow up?
Hey, here in Nairobi. No, wait, not Nairobi. Kiambu County, in a village called Kagongo. So yeah, it's a village. So yeah, most of my life I've spent in Kiambu County. I schooled in Kiambu County. I went to Wangunyu Primary School. I went to secondary school in Ndeya Limuru, in a school called Mirevo Girls. Then now at least campus, or rather college, I went to Nairobi. But you see, Kiambu and Nairobi is not far. People say Kiambu is Nairobi because we are not really far. So I went to Technical University of Kenya. Nowadays it's Technical University of Kenya. We were there when it was Kenya Poly.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We are alumni of Kenya Poly.
And how was it like growing up in Kiambu, in the village?
It was a typical farm life. Waking up their cows, their chicken, there's you're fetching water from the borehole. Literally, I grew up doing a lot of farm work because my mom had to teach us. So we had dogs, we had cows, we had a lot. It was a typical farm, and it was a big farm. So we learned how to do a lot of farm work. It was fun because also the games were playing then. We had a whole village of children. My dad was very, very strict. He never used to allow us to go the neighbors. I don't know why. So we had crammed the sound of his car engine. Like that's how those are the survival tactics. So we used to go and play. My mom was like, I don't have a problem. You guys go play. When you hear him coming, you need to be here and look like you never left the house. So remember there's a time I went and I had his car engine. I wish I had a skirt I could show. There's a skirt I have, a big one here. You see, the home is zungukwa by barbed wire. So when I'm coming from the neighbor, see, I'm passing under the barbed, so I passed and then I was ripped. Of course I was caught because you have to explain what happened. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun growing up,
And then you had also mentioned something, picking coffee. You used to pick coffee.
We also had a big coffee farm. So I remember we grew up with my great-grandmother, the South African one, who is now the grandmother to my dad. Actually, we grew up with my dad's grandparents, who are my great-grandparents. So she was very hardworking, literally, even in her 80s or even 70s. I think I found her in her 70s. We could go now with her. She was like, no one is being left. And then the farm used to be very far from where the home is. We used to carry a kashai, chapati, then you go. The sun is so hot. And then you're not even doing much, but literally you have to help. In our home, there's no one who was lying idle. So at one point I got so irritated. I'm like, okay, me, I'll be cooking for the ones who are going to the farm. I don't go picking the coffee.
You managed cooking for all those people.
There were not many, we were just as family members. But you see, and then again, kukuja na kuni. So you're not pandaing. Okay, it's pandaing because ni chini. So you're not coming home without nothing. Afterwards, kuna kuni unafungiwa, kila mtu kamzigo kake.
Oh God.
Unapanda nayo.
And I'm sure that really affects how you do things today.
I mean, I think going through that and seeing work, because my mom kept saying, work cannot kill you. Work has never killed anybody. That's my mom's mantra. And you work. And there's nothing for free in this world. You have to work for what you want. So it instilled a really culture of working in my life, or also in my sister. So it created that foundation of not being lazy, if I may say, and preparing you for a world out here where even if you're not working manually, you're literally you have to if you want to get something, you have to work for it. Yeah, so it was right then. I never thought it was good, but now I'm like, so even when I am like, I don't have a house, I'm like, these things, chap, do what, you'll get tired.
And say you'll find some of these young girls wako wanaambiwa piga dasta na teta. Fanya nini, I'll break my nails.
You can imagine. You can imagine, like, now then it was kufagia compound, and then like you had the kitchen that is not, what do you call it? No cement. So you unamwaga the ash, and then unamwaga maji.
Yeah.
Like we remember we used to cook with firewood, of course the sufuria, but my mom was like, I need my sufuria shining.
So sasa tuambie, how did you get into the media industry? All the way from Kiambu?
The village, all over the village.
Yeah.
I remember I loved it, but it was, how do I put it? It was not direct love. It's not, I knew that I would want to be in the media, but it's something that I used to look and like,
it
wow.
interested you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I remember we grew up listening to a lot of vernacular station. For it to be very exact, that time Kameme FM was, it was new, and people like Kina Waithera Muithera Gadoni Wamushoba, who is now my women rep.
I only know Gadoni.
Oh, you don't know Waithera? What? Go research. Yeah. So, and there's someone like, PM Squared? Wow. Okay, PM Squared retired the other day. So I used to get intrigued by how they're behind the radio, but you can hear them. The notion of that, I'm not seeing them, but they're communicating. So that was really, really interesting. I remember how they used to do the adverts. I used to find it so interesting. Then, of course, I went to high school. Then at one point, I thought I'd become a lawyer.
Oh.
Then I cleared high school. So my mom looked at me but also even growing up, I used to be that child in, you remember Sunday school, you're the one who is lead singing, you're the vocal, it just used to come automatically. So I think my mom noticed that I have something. She couldn't quite be able to trace what it was. So when I finished high school, she was like, just go do journalism and media. I think that's where you suit best. I have said this a million and one times. My mom says that I started talking when I was in her womb. Then I'm like, mother? Really?
Really,
mother? But I talk a lot. So she's like, go do this. So that's when I enrolled at the Kenya Poly, and I did my diploma in journalism and public relations. I hated camera work. So, you do everything all around. Yeah. You're in front of the camera, you're behind the camera, then, oh God, you're going to sijui, that ile ya kuosha picha ya kitambo, sijui what. I'm like, I did not like being behind the camera. So that's when I figured that when the camera goes on, I come to life. That's when I figured it didn't quite hit me then, because I still had my love for radio. Even now, I'm like, someone give me a radio job because I'm good at it. I still love radio right now because I feel like it's very powerful. Then after that, it's now you're meeting the rubber hits the road. You're out there in the world, figure out yourself. So I started working in a media school. It was called Magenta. That was a while back. Then from there, I transitioned now to, I started, of course, in the gospel industry. I was working with Jay Blessing. I was the assistant, so seeing how the studio, but I loved it. I still love music even right now. I remember watching TPF when I was living with my grandmother after my dad passed. Then I was watching TPF, also watching Sheila Monica, and I thought, this is so glamorous. I want this. I want to host such a big thing. I loved the glitz and the glamour that comes with that job. I used to look at
dresses.
Yeah, the dresses and the
really
holding
nice
the mic.
yeah.
And then also people like attending the audience, and they used to sing very well. Everything about that was drawing. I was feeling like this is something that I want to do. I thought it was singing, but again, I've not nurtured that, and its music career is a whole different conversation. So I kept growing until then I found myself smack middle in the music entertainment, it's a music business. And you see in Kenya, our music business, not even back then, we still don't have structures per se, but you can imagine now, if you don't have structures now, imagine 7 years back then. So I remember when I got to Ogopa DJs, because I worked as a receptionist, I was booking studio sessions, I was asking for people who have our money to come and pay. I hate debt collection, by the way, it's the worst. Even now in my company, I hate collecting money. So I could see and I could get interested, you know, and I now my love for music was cemented, you know. Then I became a music publicist. I was linking artists to the media. I remember the job that really there's one job that I got that really toughened me, you know, because it's not easy. One thing, you're a woman. Number two, now it's a jungle. I've studied PR, yes, but now there is the application part of it, you know, following up, making sure you get this contact. So I've been building my journey and my name, all that, for that period of time. Then came TV. I don't know where TV came from. Yeah, I know where TV came from. So I'm very good at vernacular. I grew up learning. I learned Kikuyu, class 1, class 2, class 3. Literally, I learned.
Imagine.
I did. I don't even ask the school that I went to, but I remember my Kikuyu teacher, she was called Mrs. Kenyanjui. We learned a lot. I remember everything. And it formed the foundation, because now if I start speaking Kikuyu, you'll be surprised. So I remember my friend kept telling me, imagine Nonsinzi, you can turn this thing into a career. How? I'm like, how? If it's not going to vernacular radio, then where else? So I remember Kabeme TV were auditioning for, now they were opening and they needed new talent, and I went and tried my best. My friend, let me tell you,
you did well.
No, the process, doing well I did, because let me tell you how I used to prepare. I remember I'm working at Ogopa, so I have access to a studio, I have access to microphone. So when the studio is not busy, I used to go download a script from, even if you go to Media Max right now, when they read news, they upload the news there in both vernacular and in English. So I used to print the vernacular news, the Kikuyu, go to a studio and assume I'm reading news and read. So I could practice a lot. I didn't know that I was preparing. Then I was doing it because I need to do it, because I feel like, there's something I need to practice. How do radio presenters do it? I could find it exciting. But, and this is someone who is out there, if you have something that you want so bad, work on it, so that by the time that time comes, my friend, it will be a walking. Like, I was given that script, I was like, since I've been doing this. But let me tell you how badly the queue, it was so long. I remember my child then, that the day of the audition, I've lied at my former workplace, my baby is not feeling well, so I cannot come to work. It's because I want to go for the audition. Hey, me, I didn't know that when you're auditioning, you get there 1 hour earlier. So me, if you get there at 7 a.m. Of course, I had a baby to tend to in the morning. I could have gone earlier. Where the queue met me at almost Globe Roundabout. You know where Media Max is? The queue was so long. I remember, I think, no, that time we were not with Georgina, we were with Georgina some other time. We queued. I remember I did my audition like in the afternoon, late
from
in
7.
the afternoon.
Oh God.
Late in the afternoon. I'm a new mother. Let's not talk of the challenge of the milk. You're supposed to be breastfeeding. Let's not even go. Let's not go there. So I remember I was given the script, and I was like, have you ever brightened because I could read? Because the first test was reading, and you read. Then we went so stages. Then I was done. We now even to the final stage of them. What do you call it? You're given the teleprompter. Their words are running. Then you read. Of course, it's a challenge because I've never seen a teleprompter before. Then I was thinking, oh, now we've gotten a job. We waited. Me even forgot about it. 2017. Late 20. So I've done the interview 2015, I think. Actually, it was 2015 because my child was so young. We forgot. We moved on with life. I quit my job. I started Terrazzo late in 2016. Then sometimes, now 2016 is ending, I get a call. I'm like, hey, are you Agnes? I'm like, sure. You interviewed with us for this. I'm like, wait a minute. What?
Which
role?
We
want you to come now. I'm like, okay. So that's how I went. I was given an entertainment show. I was given a reggae show. So I remember when I also did another interview now because they needed to be sure that we are giving you the right role. Are you fit for it? So like, what are you interested in? I'm like, I love music. What kind of music? I'm like, both. I mean, urban, Kikuyu. They're like, but we want to give you a reggae show. should have seen the shock on my face. What? What?
Reggae?
The only reggae I listened to was when I was growing up with my dad, because my dad was a fan of Bob Marley, Lucky Dube. So even the reggae music I knew then was the one that I listened to when I was young.
Yeah.
Then I was like, sure. So let me tell you, when someone gives you a job, you don't say, I can't.
I don't know.
No. You learn along the way. I was like, fine, I will do a reggae show. But I was so scared because if there are people who know their music, it's reggae people. So you can imagine, I have to research. I can't say things that I don't know. I have to know who has released what music, which at end I was deep into the ride of a new challenge. But I did it very well. Every Saturday, 11 to 1 p.m. I had a co-host then. Oh, it was amazing.
And then I want to know, you mentioned, you mentioned you started working with Jay Blessing and then you moved on to Ogopa DJ.
Yeah.
Like immediately when you lingia uko, did they give you roles like supervise this, nini?
You're given a role. That's the thing with our industry. Like I was a receptionist, but literally I was doing everything. But also, I wanted to, because I wanted to learn. You know, you just don't get there and just sit, because that's not how you grow. So sometimes I could go to shoots because like at Ogopa I was not meant to be going for video shoot. I was supposed to book and make sure everything is okay. Yeah. Then go home.
But ungeenda shoot.
Yeah, I could go to so that I can see what happens behind the scenes. And I really prepared me now, even when I came, because I also managed artists along the way. Like knowing you need a makeup artist on set, what time you should be there, the styling, the lights, you have to go for a record before you shoot. You just can't go and say, now we've come shooting, because, so those things that I learned, it was not my job, but I took it upon myself to learn. So that's how you grow. When you're in your formative stages, you literally, because again, if you have interest in it, learn from it, especially if there's an opportunity. You won't get paid. I had instances where I were finishing shoots at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. And to be honest, I didn't expect anyone to pick me for me a cab, because I was not a part of the crew. What did you come to do? So I had to plan myself and know that even I had to live in an area that I knew, even if I got home at 1 a.m., I'm safe. I'm okay. So just you might see it as, I don't need to do it, but you don't know what it's preparing you for ahead when now, because again, it's one thing being an industry, but like for example, if you're an accountant, it's good to learn a lot of, you know what I'm saying, so that you understand when a client is telling you, like now when I'm a publicist, a client will come and tell me, but the video shoot was challenging, you'll be able to understand why it was challenging. Maybe the videographer got late, maybe the makeup artist didn't deliver, maybe the sun was too hot, maybe we traveled and we hadn't gone and done reke, and then we got there, there's no power, we didn't have a generator. So even now there's some projects that I project manage, but I'm able to project manage because I know we need X, Y, Z, because I went there then and I saw. Even like I said, I hate editing, but I know there's the fast cut, there's the color grading, I don't know how they're done, but I will be able to ask. I have an idea at what stage. If I'm project managing and I'm asking the video editor, tumefika wapi, umetufanyia fast cut, si tutumie basi, tunafanya color grading, their graphics zinafaa zikae aje, so I don't have an idea of how to do it, but I know that this needs to be done.
Alafu mupenda watu wanajituma. You get to know things. I was watching Kate Actress in her YouTube channel, and she was talking about her girl who joined their team. She was just a makeup artist, but now she's a producer with them, because she was curious. How do you do this? How do you do that?
And also you will be of value to your company, because you just can't come there and just it's one job that you're doing. So what if they need to do away with you, but I'm like, hey, I might not be a receptionist, but I've learned this. I could also assist in this. Are you adding value to yourself and to the company?
And then pia kuna kwanga na shida, there's this issue of now Agnes amefika mahali, we've started knowing her name, tunamsikia, mtu anaingia comfort zone.
What is comfort? You are not rich.
Sasa nimefika.
What is good? I usually like being defined because you never arrive.
Yeah.
If Oprah has not arrived, who am I?
Who are you? Yeah.
Who am I to arrive? What have I done? I mean, I cannot overlook the fact that I've come this far and I'm giving myself credit. But when I look at it, I have such a long way to go. I have bigger challenges. So for me, when people say alifika, wapi? That's the question. Where did you get to? Because every level you get there, you figure out that you want to do things in a bigger capacity. You know, when I did TV, I was doing so many mistakes, but now I was doing a weekly show. I was doing a daily show. I want to get back to TV now. I have done my own productions. I have my own pilots that I'm pitching. So there's no arriving. And that thing of now I have a name and I have arrived. People know me. Who knows you? I think fine. People know you, but
I think for someone to get to a place sasa nimefika, you didn't have the right motive to begin with, or you didn't have a vision, you didn't have a goal. Ndio maana unafika hiyo point.
Yeah. So I mean, the vision is very important because it will keep you grounded. And like I said, it's good to grow. Like what I wanted 5 years ago is not what I want now, because probably I have it. And when you get something, yes, you're very appreciative of it. And I was telling people, meaning wanting more does not mean that I don't appreciate what I have gotten. No, I'm happy, but I want to have more. I want to be of more value to the society. I want to be of more inspiration. If I go global and people get to know me and get to listen to my story and know where I come from, the better. So for me, there's no arriving. There's no
you're growing as you think bigger
and bigger and do bigger things in a bigger way. Of course, your challenges are not the challenges that you used to deal with. So even the challenge is now bigger, but there's no arriving. There's no being at the top is good, and I acknowledge it's good, but are you going to maintain being there? And it's not competition with other people. It's, am I improving myself daily? What did I do yesterday? Did I become better? You know? And I've learned it even in the simple things, like even doing your own makeup. As in, let me tell you, it's so, for me, I look at it, it's so, like how I was doing my brows 2 years ago. It's not how I'm doing them now. It's growth. It's you keep doing it, failing, doing it when you're scared, doing it when you're crying, doing it when you're so afraid, but you keep going.
And then being a female, have you in the industry you struggled to bring out your voice?
Now imagine, because we're in the entertainment business, we are so few, especially publicists, and you want to raise a point, but someone is like, they're not even listening to you. You know, you're being challenged and you can see it. Sometimes it's not even pronounced, but you can see it. You know, and things like being sent tea. You bring to serve chai. Kwani ni kwangu.
So how did you push through? Sasa ni Agnes akiongea ameongea.
It has come with time. It has come with knowing that I'm not getting emotional about it, but hey, all I'm saying is I think we can be able to.
I will say that again. I think that is good because you're not getting emotional about it.
Sometimes you have to separate the two and operate with logic. Hey guys, I feel like if we execute this idea, it would work. Can we try it out? You know, and you will get some people who will listen to you. I've experienced men who have problem being produced by me when I'm producing a show, being told by a woman. I mean, I think it's still a thing. I didn't know that. I was surprised, but I had to sit down and say, in this capacity, forget I'm a woman. What you're doing, even if a man was in my position, they would still have behaved the same way, the way they have behaved. So it doesn't make a difference, you know. But also you can't overlook the fact that I was in the industry. I am a mom now. Imagine, I am a mom. You will have spent the night late looking after your child. You have to be somewhere early in the morning. Your boss doesn't care whether you slept at 3 a.m. and woke up at 4 a.m. You had 1 hour of sleep. And I was listening to, I read somewhere that you should wake up and find I had a tough night, but who cares? You know, who cares? Sometimes you have to grow a very thick skin in this industry, a very thick skin, but also you need to be so assertive in how to negotiate your money. You know, someone will ask you, where you're asking for a salary and so much money and you're married. What does that mean? You know, but again, it's knowing your value, not just quoting for the sake, not just quoting because you need to pay more house rent. No, it's saying I'm putting in X work. I am doing ABCD. Since I came here, I've valued myself like this and like that, and I feel like and I am very sure that this is what I am worth, because women, we are not able to I'm looking forward to negotiate for ourselves, because sometimes as a woman you pick what comes your way because you need to sort out things, and you found yourself in that situation. Unlike the men are like, so what am I doing with 15,000? But a woman will be like, I will work with this. But now you forget that as you grow, you're not worth that amount that you started with. So it takes a lot of self-realization, a lot of, I've watched people who have gone my way, how they've handled it in Kenya and across the Africa, across the world. So it also needs reading and knowing that you're not alone in this journey.
Asante sana for coming. Aki, you have blessed. Niko shota hapa mbambika nilikuwa naona mkicheka cheka. Sasa, since you saying you're very good in your vernacular.
Oh yes. And you really want me to? Oh.
Yeah, you'll close for us in your vernacular.
Mwiroreri wa Truthcast nĩngatho cia mwanya mũno nĩ ũndũ wa kũnyitanĩra na ithuĩ thĩinĩ wa channel ĩno njĩtagwo Nonsinzi wangethe. Ngwĩhoka from all that I've said, maũndũ mamwe mothe ndauga nĩ woya kĩndũ kĩmwe kana kĩndũ kĩngĩ. And Maggie, thank you nĩ ũndũ wa kũni invite. And yeah, thank you.